Lethbridge, Alberta, Street Machine Weekend, Street Wheelers Car Club show and shine, and ran across this really cool truck. And I got a chance to catch up with the owner. Pretty cool guy. He did a lot of work on this. Yeah, it's a pretty amazing truck.
Hi, I'm Brian Bryant, proud owner of this 1941 Chevrolet pickup truck. So I found it in Moose Jaw. I did a little research on it between me and my brother-in-law, and with the serial number and everything like that, I found out that the body parts were all stamped in Flint, Michigan, shipped up to Regina, Saskatchewan. And I didn't know this, but there was assembly plant in Regina where they assembled these trucks for the Canadian public to have. As far as I know, it's an original farm truck from Saskatchewan. So I got it home. It needed a lot of extensive repair and stuff to it, and I took it all apart, fixed stuff, put it all back together. Original numbers matching truck, 3-speed on the floor, and yeah, and it's just been a blast to drive and everything. So when I'm done with it, it's going to go to my nephew, stay in the family, on the condition that he doesn't do any modifications to it. And he can enjoy it just like I do at car shows and stuff, eh?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you did all the work on it?
Yeah, pretty much. They did somewhat of a restoration on it, but I had to take it all apart and put new seals. The seals in the axles were leaking. They were actually leather seals.
Okay, yeah.
So I pulled the axles and got some seals that were rubber that were exact dimensions that I needed, and put it back together. The wooden blocks between the cab and the frame, they were splitting in half and rotting and stuff, so I cut new oak and put new bolts through and everything. It took me about 4 years and a little bit of this to get it all back to where I've got it now. And I put about 150 miles on it in the last 5 years that I've had it on the road.
Nice. You got to drive it more.
Yeah. Yeah. It's by all means, it's no comfortable ride, but it's a fun toy to have, eh?
Absolutely. Well, you've done a great job. It looks awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you betcha.
Wonder what those are. How's it going? Do you own this? And I ran into this really cool car and another cool guy. This is Dick. Can you tell me about your car?
It's a 1964 Fairlane Thunderbolt Cologne. It used to be a ex-drag car. The motor used to sit kind of right beside you, and the carburetor went up to the windshield kind of thing. And when I bought it, the frame was cut off in the front, so there was no front suspension. And I got it back in '86, and I paid $150 for it. Hauled it home on a skidoo trailer.
That's awesome.
Put a Camaro subframe in the front, got it frame connected. I'm running a small block Chevy 355 in it now with a 2-speed power glide, 5500 stall converter, trans brake, Ford 9-inch, 390 gears.
So do you run it down the track at all?
Well, not really. I take it when I get to Lethbridge here. I do the 100-yard dash with it here.
Do you ever come down to Medicine Hat? We have a drag strip down there, and it's Friday night fun night. Street cars just play.
Well, we don't race it right now per se, but back in 90, we only raced it, used it for a race car back at SIR in Saskatchewan, Saskatoon.
Nice. Like I say, if only you could keep all the cars that you had. So I did have a car before I owned my first car that was on the road. It was actually a 39 Chevy Coupe, but it was just drunk. Anyway, this is what I was rocking. Not a T-top car, but this was my first car. Yeah, this brings back a lot of fun memories. I bagged this car so hard, it was ridiculous. This isn't the exact car, but absolutely beautiful. Got rid of the car because I got threatened by the officers of the law. If they saw me driving again, I was going to be in some serious trouble, but one day maybe. Get another one. So again, really cool car, and I have a chance to catch up with this guy. He's really cool for doing an interview for us.
My name's Brett Mitchell. I bought this car in October of 2000 and had it painted in summer 2001. So this is the 23-year-old paint job that I had on this car, and I've known the original owner of this car since '95. Rebuilt it when I was 18 years old as a heavy-duty mechanic. Basically did it in one winter with my dad, and been in this condition ever since. Put about 20,000 kilometers on the car and never touched a component on it that I've put in since I was 18 years old. Factory engine, factory 4-speed AC car, black deluxe interior. Only real mod on it is the 17-inch year one wheels, and has the wrong color bird on it that I think looks a little bit better for the year. But every member of my family's ridden in this car and taken on road trips every year since. Factory Buccaneer red car. It was soda blasted in 2001. The only major bodywork done on it was lower quarters replaced. Factory style exhaust. I don't have the transverse muffler in it, but works pretty good. Springs are getting a little bit sagged. It needs a set of air shocks maybe in it after 47 years. If I load up most of the family and put a cooler in the back, she likes to rub the 275 tire a little bit. So it's 77, so this car has the Hearst T-top on it. Lots of people ask why the T-top looks so narrow and short, and these T-tops actually went to Hearst and had them installed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, not too many people know that fact about them. So like a Can-Am of the same year will have that, but that was never actually a GM T-top. It was a Hearst aftermarket modification out of the dealer. For being emissions held back 78, this is the 220 horsepower engine, so the TA66. For being such a low horsepower car, these things actually have an 800 CFM carburetor on it too, so kind of the one of the largest carburetors. The only thing that was ever that big on a GM that I know of is a 500 Cadillac of the same era. So you got to run the Quadrajet on it, but if you know someone that can tune a Quadrajet, nothing starts and runs better than a Quadrajet. I don't care what anyone says. This is one of the most drivable cars there is with that torque that this thing makes and that 4-speed. I'll teach anyone to drive a manual in this car. Drop it in third gear at idle and it'll just lurch away off the line.
Yeah. Yeah, my car was red as well.
Yeah. The stainless steel valve cover, stainless, right? Those have never been polished or nothing. They've been wiped with Windex.
Nice.
And painted.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, no, that's pretty awesome. Ford.
It's the way to bring your kids home from the hospital. Now that's the way it should be. So there's a huge Mazda Miata following, and this is a really nice little unique car. It's really clean, really good. And I ran into the owner here. And what's your name?
Hi, I'm Gloria Greening from Codell, Alberta, and I'm the owner of this 1990 Mazda Miata.
What have you done to it? Did you buy it like this, or did you customize it?
Didn't buy it like this, just work on it because I love the car, and yeah,
Well, it's a really great little car. Do you ever race it?
No, but not saying I haven't wanted to. But I wouldn't do that because it's a baby. It's a 1990, and I love the way it looks and drives and the attention it gets. Love the shine, even though it's older paint, but it has a little bit of a shine.
Absolutely, it looks great.
Drives nice.
Ran across my buddy's car here. It's from Medicine Hat. It's a beautiful car. It's quick. So we ran into another cool car. So it's a Duramax, and we get to talk to the owner. He's pretty cool too. So this is Brett.
Hello. This is my car, 1931 Ford Model A. It's got a 2006 Duramax, the LBZ model. Disc brakes. It rides on air. I like to say it runs on miles per gallon because it's a very rowdy car. I wanted the skinny wheels, kind of like the Ford Model A type, but traction is a huge issue. So the car weighs about 1,630 pounds. So it was spinning lots through the first 3 years, so we had to go to wider tires, but that fixed the problem.
That was all on closed circuit controlled road though.
Of course, yeah. It's got the Allison tranny, but we upgraded the clutches in it, and it's got the differential out of the 2006 as well.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet.
Not very often that around here we see this kind of stuff, but that is really cool. In Austin of England. Been coming to this show for a long time. I've seen this truck before. Pretty sweet. Not very common around here. Very cool. This one's for you, Jory. I found it. So just walking through the show and shine here in Lethbridge. Street Wheelers Car Club show and shine. And ran into this car and talked to the owner a little bit here.
Hi, my name is Marcel. I own a 1965 Buick Riviera. I bought it out of Long Beach, California about 14 years ago. Didn't look like this when I first got it, but over a little bit of years and time, we put it to what it is now, and I've always loved these cars. To me, it reminds me of sex on wheels. Just long, low. They lend themselves really well to air ride and bigger wheels, and just love the classy looks from the early 60s. Saw one at a car show, and a week later I was flying down to LA to buy this one. Believe it or not, it was a fairly straight car. It was a California car. Like I say, out of Long Beach areas where I purchased it from. I believe it stayed there. It still had the black plates on it from California, and it was pretty well stock. Like it, and we really didn't change a lot. The paint was kind of bad on it, so we had to redo it. And then I saw a set of wheels that I really liked, so I put the wheels on it. And about the only thing that's not stock on this car is the tinted windows, and the mirrors are off, second-gen Camaro. So we mounted those on because it never had two mirrors, and I have to have two mirrors. And so I tried to modernize it with still keeping it stock and still keeping it more or less true to its originality, because I love the body lines. I think they're one of the best looking cars that ever came out of Detroit for the era. Buick did it right. It was supposed to be a a LaSalle, but LaSalle didn't get the name redone, and then it went to Buick, put the bid out, and it became a Buick.
Well, beautiful. You've taken care of it and done it upright.
I hope other people like what I've done. That's the best compliment you can get, if somebody else likes what you did.
It's art to begin with, but you did your own artwork to it too. It looks
Well, I
great.
appreciate you enjoying the car.
Thank you.